What's up, everyone? My name's Matt, and welcome back to Formula Foodie, a show about food, Formula 1, and that gorgeous manicure I just got. I decided I wanted to revisit another race that we missed earlier this year, which was in the Netherlands, so in honor of that, we're making an Appeltaart today, and our terrific PA, Lauren, decided she wanted to tackle this one, and her baking skills are far superior to mine, so you'll enjoy someone that actually knows what they're doing. While it may appear similar to what we might think of as a traditional apple pie, this has the inclusion of a little more cinnamon and raisins, a bit different of a crust, but ultimately, when pulled together, has that same warm, comforting flavor that you look for in a nice apple pie. While Lauren pulls together the dough here, we're going to talk about the Vegas Grand Prix before getting on to Qatar. It was unusually cold and wet for this time of year out in Vegas, so the streets were very slick and unpredictable during our practice and qualifying sessions. Certainly none of the drivers really knew what it was going to be like on Sunday, and on Saturday, there was a lot of guessing on what tires were going to work best between the intermediates and the full wet tires. Lando showed once again that his qualifying prowess is on point, and of course Max was right there beside him to put on that pressure. Lando pulled a very Max-like move, shooting to the inside to cover it off, but really didn't pick his braking point and went sliding through the inside line dirt, and unfortunately dropped from first down to third, with George Russell making a beautiful outside move to capitalize and try to, at least for the time being, keep that position. George is always one to capitalize on a good moment, and even with the third best car, can show that he knows how to wring a good performance out of that car. If they can bring something that's top of the class next year, he's certainly one to watch for the championship in 2026. Speaking of champions, Lewis Hamilton once again had a very rough start to another weekend where they just couldn't seem to get the car hooked up and acclimatized to this track. Although he did start from the back of the pack, he did make some really important moves at the beginning of the race during all of the early first laps chaos. He did get himself up to 12th, and although a bit slower progress throughout the rest of the race, was able to secure a pretty solid position after all of that. Looking forward to Qatar, it seems like a track that's not going to suit the Ferrari well, so I would hope that he's just looking forward to next year and knows that any of the results that the Ferrari can get, even at the hands of Charles, just aren't going to be fully representative of their talent. And I'll say it again, with a driver pairing like that, they should be given a car that can win championships. Two of the strongest, fastest qualifiers when put in the right car. I just hope Fred Vasseur fights for a very good, easy, predictable car to drive, so they're not always on a knife's edge wondering whether they can suit the car to the track. Give them something predictable, and they'll go out there and get the results. Speaking of results, Kimi Antonelli had another stellar performance. Although impacted by a 5-second penalty, he took those hard tires 40-plus laps and was even pulling away from some competition, and gapped Charles Leclerc to end up getting what eventually became third place, although it looked like fifth place on the track, that being a result from both McLarens getting disqualified for too much plank wear on the bottom of the car. It seems like right when they're lining up to have a solid, smooth ending to the season, they just gotta let Max get even closer to their points totals, and it's certainly gonna make for an exciting last two races. It's certainly not guaranteed, but I'm predicting the McLarens will be back on top of it and making sure the car ends the race in spec as well. And I foresee Piastri having a much stronger weekend. He's gone well at Qatar before, and he's got to just get back on top of it if he wants a chance at winning the championship. And before you know it, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a look at our beautiful piece of art here. Outstanding job to Lauren. She knocked this one out of the park. Looks absolutely delicious. Enjoy the Qatar Grand Prix, and I'll see you next time. Peace.